So today's flow is an energizing vinyasa flow. For those days when you need to really move your body, get it light, get it centered, but to clear your mind and get it a little bit more calmer. And the way to do that is to move with steady breath. So let's start in child's pose. So your knees are wide, the hands come out mats width apart. You spread your fingers, take your heels down toward, take your hips down toward your heels. See if your forehead can rest on the mat. So to begin with, just take an inhale breath through the nose. Deep inhale. As you're inhaling, imagine you're expanding. So the arms are expanding out, the ribs are expanding, and then as you exhale, bring everything back into the midline, into the center. Inhale, expand, spreading your fingers. As you exhale, move in toward your center line. Deep inhale, feel space. Exhale, feel more stable and grounded. Deep inhale, full exhale. Move your hands a little more forward. Get your wrists underneath your shoulders, hips underneath your knees, underneath your hips. And untuck your toes. Let's do a few cat-cows here. So as you inhale, press down into the mat with your hands and shins. Look up, the belly drops. As you exhale, you press into the mat. You round your back, look back behind your thighs. Take a deep inhale. Chest opens. Exhale, belly in, back rounds. Inhale. Exhale, press the floor away. Inhale. Exhale. Come to a neutral spine. A neutral spine is a spine that has all its curves. So when I say a lengthened spine, it means keep the slight curve in your lower back, a little rounded curve in your mid back, and another curve in your neck. That's a lengthened, healthy spine. So tuck your toes in, begin to lift your knees just a couple of inches, hold here, stay centered. Exhale, can you lift your hips up, your knees up, come into downward facing dog, press into your hands firmly, and press into the balls of the feet. The heels are reaching back and down, the knees are soft. Hips lift up, belly in, ribs down. So upside down, be downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale, full exhale. Come forward into a plank. Press it back into downward facing dog. Inhale, plank. Downward facing dog from the core. And then come forward and drop both knees. So on all fours here. Take your left leg back behind you, lift up just hip height, right? So when we just keep it hip height, we're lifting from that glute. So firm the belly in, keep the ribs down, head in line with the spine. Take a deep inhale, and then exhale, turn the toes out, press that foot down. You may need to take the right shin out, back behind you, just a little kickstand, lift up your left arm. Press firmly into the right arm, maybe a little softness in that right elbow, a firm press into the left foot. Make big circles with that left arm. Keep your head still, it's just the shoulder that's moving. And you're reaching forward, up, and back. Reach forward, up, and back. Reach forward and keep it up here. Hands, fingers behind your neck. See if you can take your elbow down toward the right elbow and then lift up. Keep pressing into the left foot. Inhale, exhale. One more. Left fingers reach up. Taking the weight a little bit more forward onto that right hand. Lift up the left leg. So a modified half moon pose here. It doesn't have to lift that high, but keep it really integrated with your core. belly is in. Flex the right toe, the left toes, and then see if you can take a bend into the left knee and grab a hold of your foot. Maybe just arch back a little bit, press foot into hand, back into your modified half moon. The foot comes down, the hand comes down. Come onto all fours again, both knees down. And take the right arm out in front of you, the arm you were just leaning on. Good. Take it out to the side and then thread it through. So your palm is facing up. Press into the back of the right hand. You can lift that left hand up, bend the elbow, just hook onto your right hip. 3 breaths. Slowly coming out of that, the left hand pushes, the right hand comes down. On all fours, just distribute your weight evenly again. Going to the other side, it's the right leg that goes back. Just hip height, pull the belly and the ribs down from your right glute. You lift up, firm. Turn the toes toward the back wall and then place that foot down. Modified side plank, lifting up the right hand. Holding here, press firmly into the right foot. Big circles with the right hand going forward, back, up. Reach it forward, down, back, and up. One more. And reach your right fingertips up, fingertips then go behind your neck. Press down into the right foot, firm the belly in and up. That right glute is on. Elbow comes down and then reaches up. Coming down and up. Last one. And up, the fingertips reach up, and now the right foot lifts up. A modified half moon pose. Okay, lifting, flexing those right toes. Bend at the knee. Reach back. If you can, grab your foot. Press the foot into the fingertips. Coming back into your half moon, and then the toes come down. The right hand comes down. Everything shifts back onto all fours. The left arm lifts forward. Take the fingertips out to the side. Thread it underneath you. The back of the left palm presses down. The right fingertips can reach up. Hook onto your left hip and open the right shoulder. Full conscious deep breaths. Coming slowly back up onto all fours. Press into your hands, lift your hips, your knees again a few inches. Press it all the way back, downward facing dog. Come forward, come high on your tippy toes and then walk it forwards into your forward fold at the top of the mat. Feet can be together or hips width apart. Let your knees soften. Let your chest come toward your thighs. You need to bend your knees in order to do that. And hold on to opposite elbows. Shift your hips forward as you release your head down toward the floor. As you inhale, lift the hips up and forward. Exhale, can you drop some of that heaviness that you hold onto with the exhale breath. And then interlace fingers behind your back. Either keep your fingers right here, resting on your back, or lift them up, a little shoulder stretch. Straighten the right leg, turn your chest over to the right. Coming back, soften knees, straighten the left, turn your chest to the left. Come back down again, both hands come down, and as slowly as you can, let your fingers slide up your legs as you round yourself slowly up to standing in your Tadasana. lift your fingertips up. Exhale, we forward fold, soft knees. Come up onto your fingertips, half lift, a lengthened spine with all its curves. Exhale, palms are flat, forward fold. One more time, inhale to half lift, the belly lifts, the chest comes forward, drag your fingertips back. And then exhale, press into the palms, soften and forward fold. On the inhale, press down into your feet, reach your fingertips up, the gaze lifts up, hands to your heart center. Inhale, lift the prayer up, maybe a little back bend. Exhale, we forward fold. Inhale to half lift, belly is firm. Exhale, forward fold. Take the right leg back. Take the left leg back. Hold into your plank here, firmly pressing the mat away with your hands. The heels are reaching toward the back of the room. Belly is in, ribs are down. Firm your glutes in so you're being held in this position. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, the knees come down. Bend the elbows, modify chaturanga, and then the chest comes all the way down. Untuck your toes, keep your hands where they are. Again, just to lift your chest. Firm your belly in and up, firm your glutes. As you pull back into your hands, the chest comes forward. Exhale all the way down. One more just like that. Lifting just the chest, firm the belly in, the glutes are active. Exhale into your child's pose. Just press all the way back. Forehead is down. Coming up into your downward facing dog. Look forward. Lift the right leg, hug the knee in, and then bring it forward. So you're forward in a plank, the knee comes with you. Can you lift your shin away from the mat? Can you press more into your hands? And then lightly step that foot forward. The chest stays forward as the back foot comes forward. Forward folding. Inhaling, press down through your feet, reach up. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Inhale, lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to half lift. Exhale, both hands come down. The left leg goes back. Keep the chest forward as the right leg goes back. Hold your plank, firming in with the glutes. Pulling in with the belly, the ribs are down. Head in line with the spine. Deep inhale. As you exhale, your choice, knees can come down or full chaturanga. Don't dip down too low. Come up into your up dog or cobra. Exhale from the belly, lift downward facing dog. Take 3 breaths here. Can you ground a little bit more into your hands evenly and into your feet? Soften where you feel tension. Imagine the breath coming up through your hands, through your arms, and out through the hips. Get energized. And then look forward. Bend your knees, press into your hands, the hips lift up, light hop or just step it. Forward fold. Inhale, press down to rise all the way up. Hands to your heart center. Take an inhale, a full exhale. Coming into our chair pose, so use your thumbs in your hip creases and pull back into your hip creases, and as your hips go back, your chest lifts up, the belly is in, the ribs stay down, creating a little bit more space into that hip joint. Okay, so we're not compressing so much. Take your hands up, take your gaze towards your fingertips. Take a deep inhale, press firmly down into your legs. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, chest to your thigh, forward fold. Inhale to half lift, a nice lengthened spine. Exhale. Take that right leg back, left leg back, plank to chaturanga. Modify knees down if you need. Inhale, up dog. belly in, glutes are still firm. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a breath. Exhale. Next inhale, the right leg lifts up. Just keep it hip height, lifting from the glute. Knee to your nose, step it forward. Place it down. The back foot spirals down. The heel comes down, maybe 45 degrees. Make sure there's space between your feet. Inhale, rise all the way up. Press down through your feet and then get centered so that your torso is over your hips. Pull the belly in, ribs down. Eyes go to your fingertips. Inhale. Full exhale, hands come down. Back heel lifts up. Step back into plank. Chaturanga. Inhale. Exhale. Next inhale, the left leg lifts up. Hip height. Knee to your nose. Bring it in. Step it forward. Back heel comes down. Inhale it up. Maybe your fingertips touch. Exhale all the way down. Inhale. Full exhale. 3 breaths here. And look forward, press into your hands, a bend into your knees, the hips go up and high, forward fold. Inhale to your chair pose, exhale to stand. Second round, chair pose, sit deep, forward fold. Inhale to half lift, belly is in, chest is forward. Exhale, forward fold. Take a step back into your plank pose, hold plank. Chaturanga. Inhale to up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, the right leg lifts. Exhale, step it forward. Back heel comes down. Inhale all the way up, warrior one. Firming the right hip in and back, and that left glute in. Hold yourself in the middle, inhale. Full exhale all the way down, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, downward facing dog. The left leg lifts, inhale. Exhale, step it forward. Back heel down, rise on the inhale, and then firm down into your feet. Exhaling, plank to chaturanga. Inhale, exhale, 3 breaths. Looking forward, pressing to your hands. So your hands become your feet. You want to put the weight into them. Chair pose, sit deep. Exhale, press down into your heels to stand. Hands to your hips. Take a big step back. Left leg goes back, coming into a warrior two from standing. Right, so for warrior two, most people like the alignment of heel to the center of the back arch. For me, I like to have my back foot a little more forward for my hips. Okay, but get grounded here so the front shin is vertical, back heel is firmly pressing down. Get into the center of the pose. So lift your arms up, center yourself, and then imagine that you're pulling down a weight. So cactus your arms. Take the back fingers, your left fingers back as if you're trying to reach the back wall, and then look forward. The front fingers are trying to reach the front wall, and you end up right in the middle of the pose. Pull the belly in. Press firmly down into both feet. Feel even in the pose. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. Flip the top palm. Keep the bend in the knee as you reverse it. If you want a little bit more, you can grab a hold of the right wrist with the left fingers and you just give yourself a little extra myofascial stretch here. Let your head relax. And back into your warrior two. Press into the front heel as you straighten that front knee. A micro bend in the front leg. Okay. Coming into Trikonasana, triangle pose. Reaching forward. When you can't go any more forward, just let your fingers come down. Resting anywhere on your front leg, top fingers go up. So try and have wrist to wrist alignment. Just like in warrior two, your arms are in line. Pressing evenly into your feet. Lift the belly in and up. So lengthen through both sides of your torso. From the center of your chest, can you open a little bit more? 3 breaths. And each time, see if you can ground yourself more and become a little more even in your breath. So stability through your legs, and then you find a little more opening in your upper body. Looking down, soften in the front knee. Come back to your warrior two. Deep bend in the front knee, firm in that back heel. Reversing the warrior again, and then this time coming up into our extended side angle. Lots of options here. You can just rest the forearm onto the front knee, or take the fingertips down toward the floor. So coming to the inside first. So pressing to the inner shin, and pressing out with your arm into the inner shin, and then the inner shin is pressing in. So creating an isometric press here. Top fingers go all the way up. Wrist to wrist alignment. Can you, from the center of your chest, revolve a little bit more open while keeping the press in the front heel and the back heel. Inhale. Exhale, press down to lift up. Warrior two, straighten and bend. Inhale. Exhale, this time fingers to the outside. Maybe you need a block, or maybe you're just floating. Okay. This time we're going to take that top palm up and over, so palm faces down as you reach the fingertips forward. Revolve the center of the chest open. Front outer shin now is pressing out slightly, but that right hip is tucking in and back. Press firmly into the back foot. The back inner thigh squeezes in. Both hands come down. Take your vinyasa, or just come into a child's pose and downward facing dog. And whatever feels better in your body, do that. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, make your way into forward fold to the front of your mat. Inhale, rising all the way up, hands to your heart center. Other side, this time it's the right leg that steps back. Warrior two, nice and wide. Okay, so now finding your center, and then from the center, reaching out. Holding here, warrior two. Take your drishti to the front middle finger. Turn the front palm up and reverse the warrior. Keep the bend in the front leg. Coming back, straightening the front leg. So a micro bend in that front knee. Reaching forward, Trikonasana, triangle pose. Right, so from the center of the chest, we revolve it open, reaching down with the left fingers, reaching up with the right fingers. Can you lengthen in both sides of the body? Looking down, press down into your feet to come back up into your warrior two. Just straighten and bend if you need to. Take another reverse warrior here. This time, extended side angle. So forearm to the front thigh. Top hand reaches straight up, or the fingers can reach down to the inner ankle. Create that press And keep reaching up and opening. Press down to come up. Coming this time to the outside of the foot. Again, you can use a block, come up on your fingertips, right? Or just even floating there. But the top arm now is reaching forward. Palm is down, revolve the chest open. Press into the back foot. Press the back inner thigh in. Take this left hip back and in. So your glutes are active, they're holding you. Reach those right fingers forward. The holding is challenging, so you've got to make your breath smooth. Coming all the way back up, warrior two. Both hands come down. Take it back however you like to take it back into your forward folds. You do that. And in your forward fold, just interlace hands behind your back again. Just coming into that shoulder stretch. Make sure your knees are soft. Maybe you just roll your shoulders side to side. And then come all the way up into your Tadasana standing. Coming back into your chair pose. So again, you can use your thumbs to take the hip creases back as your torso, your chest lifts up. Belly is in, ribs stay down. Hands to your heart center. Find just the middle of the pose here. Press firmly into your feet. Get grounded and get really stable. Take an inhale breath. The spine lengthens when you inhale. As you exhale, twist over to your right side. So your choice here, you can just float that elbow up, or you can hook it on top of the knee or to the outside of the knee. Keep length in your spine. Press your palms together as you revolve your chest open. Inhale, you lengthen the crown of the head forward. Exhale, maybe the chest opens a little bit more. If you like to, you can open your hands. And then coming back to center, using your core, pressing down. Come over to the other side. Same thing, so you're lengthening with the inhale breath. The exhale brings you a little bit more into the twist. Stay steady. Maybe you open. Coming back, press palms together all the way to stand. Hands to your hips. Take a big step back, going into a high lunge. So stepping back, the right leg steps all the way back into high lunge. So the back heel is lifted. The back knee can be soft. Get yourself into the middle of the pose, shoulders over the hips, belly in, ribs down. The front shin is vertical, so you're pressing down, you're firming in with the glutes. Hold yourself steady from the pelvis down. Hands to your heart center, lean forward. So now keep reaching back with that back heel, pressing down with the front heel. Take a deep inhale breath, lengthen, crown of the head forward, and then exhale, coming into a twist. Staying here, or if you did in your chair, you can open your arms. You can take that top arm, palm down and reach forward, but stay steady in your legs. It's your foundation. Bring the hands back together again, using your core. Come back to the middle, and both hands come down. Straighten that front leg. The back heel can stay lifted. You can use your thumb again into that hip crease and just take it back a little. Keep your spine long as you forward fold over the soft front leg. And then bring a bend into the front knee, into your low lunge. The right fingertips stay down. Nice, easy twist. Left fingertips reach up. Moving on into your side plank here. So you can modify and just keep that front foot here, or stack both feet together. So you're pressing into the right hand. Lift your hips up. Lift your left fingers up as if someone is pulling you up. Belly in, glutes are firm. Inhale. Exhale. Take it into a variation. Arm can go forward, the top leg lifts. Maybe take it into wild thing. So the ball of the foot comes down back behind you. As you press down, your hips go up, your chest lifts up, the fingers reach forward. Opening the chest, opening your throat. Deep inhale, feel that nice front body opening. And then coming back, use core. Side plank, full plank, chaturanga. Press all the way up, downward facing dog. The right leg lifts, hug it in, step it forward. High lunge, right leg is forward, hands to your heart center. Lean forward, back heel stays lifted. Keep the front knee bent, keep leaning forward. Come into a bent knee, warrior three. Using the glutes to lift that leg. Try not to turn your hips open. And then with that right foot, press into the mat. Bring yourself all the way into your full warrior three pose. Hands can stay in prayer. They can maybe come down to the floor if you need more support. Or reach the fingertips back. Reach the heel back. Crown of the head forward, and then activate the back body, lift up a little bit. From here, we're coming into half moon. So we did this when we started. We're on our hands and knees. You turn the left toes out to the front of the room. Maybe you need your block here, some support. Coming into half moon pose. Make sure that your hip, the front hip, is over that front ankle and a soft bend in the front knee, right? So activating the muscles to hold you up. Lift that top leg, the left leg up, flex the toes. Your hand can stay on your hip, or the fingers can reach all the way up. Take it to the full expression of your pose. You can bend the knee, Chapasana, holding on to the foot. Lift your chest. Maybe open up. Coming back with control now. Back to your warrior three. Hug the knee in. Chair pose. Forward fold. Okay, you can just walk your knees. Bend your knees. Alternately coming into stand. All right, we have the other side now. Good work. Hands to your hips. Left leg goes all the way back into your high lunge. Same thing, soft in the knee. The back heel stays up. Find the center of the pose to begin with. Hands to your heart, we lean forward. Inhale, you lengthen your spine. Exhale, take it into a twist. Of your side angle pose. Maybe open, maybe reach forward. Both hands come together, both hands come down, and then take the band out of the front knee, straighten with a lengthened spine and a soft front knee, just forward fold. Let your head go. And come into your low lunge on the right side. Left fingertips stay down. Nice easy twist. So make sure you're not dropping in that left hip. Keep the hip lifted as you twist open. Use the axis of the spine to twist open here. Come into your side plank from here. So modify if you need, otherwise we're stacking, firming, and taking it into whatever variation we want. So this time it's the right ball of the foot that comes down. Press down, lift your hips up, lift your chest up, the fingertips go up. Let your head drop. And then with control, come back. Side plank. Full plank. Chaturanga. Pressing all the way up. Downward facing dog. Left leg steps forward. High lunge to rise up. Hands to your heart center. Lean forward. So take a breath if you need to. Don't rush. The inhale lengthens your spine. Keep the front knee bent. Bent knee. Warrior 3. Keep pressing into the front foot. Lifting the right foot just from the right leg, just from the glute. And then as you press down, come into your full warrior 3. Fingertips can reach back. Activate your back body by lifting up. Pull the belly in. Soft front knee. Pressing with that right heel back. Deep inhale. Hold your balance. And then turn the toes, the right toes to the back wall. Come into your half moon pose. So again, you have to find the center of the pose. From the center line, reach in all 4 directions. Reaching up, reaching down, reaching forward, reaching back. When you find the center, it's easier to express and maintain your balance. Look down. So 2 things actually. You can bend the knee, take your Chapasana variation. Keep the knee down, don't let it splay out. Or you can look down and begin floating the fingers off whatever box you're using. Use your core now to turn yourself. Warrior 3. Hug the knee in. Chair pose. You're going to feel it all the way to stand. Okay. Hook your thumbs. Lift your fingers up. Come into your chair pose. And now we're going all the way down. However you can, just bring your way down to your mat. All right, just take your legs out in front of you. Maybe you need to shake them out. Okay. All right, from here, let's just take a seated twist. So I'm going to turn so you can see me. Let's start with the left leg because that's the leg I can feel right now. Right, so taking the heel over the outside of your right knee. You can hug it in. So this is modified. If you like to take the full twist, you can bend the right knee underneath you. I'm just modifying, keeping my legs straight. Okay, hug the knee in towards your chest. Lift up. So a lengthened spine before you go into the twist. You're turning your chest open to the left side. Inhale, you lengthen the spine. Exhale is the opening. And then coming forward, we switch. Go to the other side. So this time it's the right foot comes to the outside of the left knee. Hug in with your left arm. Hug the knee in towards your chest. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, open. Coming back to the middle. Shake your legs out. And take the soles of your feet together. Let your knees bend. Okay, now, so we're doing this with a lengthened spine, right? So not rounding yet. So just holding onto your feet, lengthen your spine, and then just forward fold. So the elbows may come in front of your shins. I don't have very open hips, so my knees are going to stay high. If you want to, you can put a block of support underneath your shins or knees. And the opening is in the inner thigh. And if it feels good, you can just round your back. Slowly coming up. Let's turn and come to lie down onto our bellies. All right, so untuck your toes. Forehead is down. The fingertips are at the back of your neck. So begin by just lifting your head slightly and pressing your head into the fingers into your head. Again, creating a little isometric contraction there. Okay. And begin to lift your elbows. Pull the belly in, so firm it in. Firm your glutes in. Press into your legs and then just lift the chest. Keep your gaze down. Keep the head in line with the spine. Elbows are out to the side. You keep pressing down into your head, the head into the fingers. Okay, 3 breaths. And then lower it all down, maybe turn your head side to side. Okay, this time you can interlace hands behind your back or just reach your fingers back. Your hands can be down onto the ground. Okay, lift your forehead, your shoulders, your chest up, firm the belly in, firm your glutes. Hold here, then begin lifting the right leg, the left leg. Holding here, so make sure that you're only lifting your chest as much as your legs are lifted. Maybe you can float your arms up. Again, the gaze is down. Reach your toes and fingers to the back as the crown of the head reaches forward. So create some length here. Slowly lower down. Bend your knees. Just windshield your legs side to side. That should feel good. Coming into bow pose now from here. So you can do single bow. Just do one leg at a time. One hand, the opposite arm is extended out in front of you. Or if you can, grab a hold of both feet and or your ankles. You're going to press your feet into your hands, hands into your feet. So find that press first and then begin to lift. Keep pressing into your hands. Keep your gaze down. And then slowly lower everything down. Come to roll over onto your back. So from here, feet are hips distance apart. Come into your bridge pose. When we come into bridge, make sure that your knees and your shins are going forward and that you are firming your glutes. I've been mentioning glutes throughout this entire sequence today, but we tend to not engage, right? And glutes are part of your core, so you need to use them. Right, so as you press down into your feet, the shins, the knees are going forward. You firm up in your glutes. You lift your hips. Pull the belly in, the ribs down. And you can interlace your hands underneath your back, but what I like to do is pull on either side of the sides of my mat as if I'm pulling the mat apart. It feels better on my shoulders. And then you can stay here in your bridge, or you can do some single leg lifts. So don't let the hip drop. Keep the hips lifted at the same height as when you lift one leg up, and then switch. Don't let the hips drop. Keep the glutes firm. Keep the breath steady. And lower all the way down. Okay, your choice. Another set of bridge. Or if you have wheel pose, come into wheel. So you're going to place your hands either side of your ears. I like to go a little wider. Just gives me more of a base. Okay, as you lift up, you're going to take your chest forward. Let your head be soft. I like to come up on my tippy toes because I'm restricted in my hips. Hold, and then when you're ready, tuck the chin in, lower your head down, upper, middle, lower, back. Take your feet mats width apart. Let your knees fall in so they're touching. One hand to the heart, one hand to the belly. And just feel your breath. And feel your body moving with the breath. And learn to appreciate how we bring balance into our body. Most of the time we go around with a very busy mind and a sluggish, heavy body. And by doing a practice like this, we begin to bring lightness and stability and energy into the body and a little more clearness and calmness to the mind. So the mind becomes quiet, but the body becomes energized and ready. And then just finishing off, right? Taking a figure four stretch here. So lying down, taking the right ankle over the left knee. You can lift that knee. What I like to do, again, because of the restriction in my hip, I like to take a hold of my thigh and just with my hands, with my thumbs, just to give it a little distraction. So a little pull going toward the knee, right? So at an angle. So I'm just, again, creating space, right? Most people like to just hold behind the thigh and then bring the knee closer to the chest. You can keep a little space by using the elbow against the shin or the inner thigh. And then switch to the other side. And always remember, one side may be much easier than the other, right? So just acknowledge that, accept that, be aware where you tend to hold more tension. And then try and use more breath to release. Find happy baby pose. Hold on either outer thighs, outer shins, or your outsides of your feet. As you pull your feet down, press your feet up into your hands. The aim is to drive your knees toward the outside of your ribs, okay? Keeping the tailbone down. Doesn't have to be a lot. More is not better. And hug your knees in, maybe roll around on the bottom of your spine. And then coming into a nice easy twist, arms are outstretched, right? Palms are down, so you're pressing down into the floor. Take your knees over to your right side. Your gaze can stay up toward the ceiling or take it over to the left. Maybe your hand can come up onto the top thigh and just give it a little assistance of just releasing more. And slowly press into your hands, lift your knees. Come over to the other side. Back to the middle. Hug both knees in. Maybe lift your forehead towards your knees. Give yourself a big hug. Come into your final pose, Shavasana pose. This is the most difficult pose to do. It's hard to be still. So whatever you need to do to make yourself more comfortable, if you have a block or a towel, put it underneath your thighs. Close your eyes. Maybe cover your eyes with a towel. Take your arms out away from your sides, palms are facing up. And then with your eyes closed, bring attention to your feet. Feel your feet heavy against the floor, the mat. Feel the backs of your calves, the backs of your thighs, the backs of your hips, the low back, the middle back, the upper back, backs of your shoulders and the back of your head, and the backs of your arms. So fully in contact with the floor. And then all those parts, feel that you're fully supported, so you can just release a little bit more into them. Take a deep inhale, mouth open. When you exhale, can you get heavier? Now just come back to your resting breath. So not ujjayi breath, or not trying to control or change your breath. Just let the breath come in, let the breath flow out. So rest as long as you need to. When you're ready, just bend one knee up at a time. Come to lie on your right side and bring yourself up to a seated position. Your legs can be crossed. Hands to your heart center and finding that upright spine one more time. Closing your eyes and just feel what it feels like in your body and in your head to move mindfully and to breathe mindfully and to pay attention. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, bowing forward.